Hi, Coach Marcus. I'm so excited to have you join us on Face to Face, so thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Kayleen. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be a part of it. I've been following the Face to Face for the last few weeks now, and yeah, excited to be on.
Yeah, of course. We've had head coach, Coach Elliott, so it's super cool to be hearing from you. You've actually just accomplished something super cool, and it was quite an adventure, so share with everyone what you just did.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I was actually fortunate enough to go to Kauai and do a channel swim. I, along with 4 other friends, swam from the island of Kauai to the island of Niihau. So it was yeah, a pretty challenging journey, but we were able to successfully make the crossing, and it was yeah, a big accomplishment for us.
Yeah, for sure. What kind of started your guys' idea of like doing this and starting on this adventure?
Yeah, you know, the people that I did it with, most of them are pretty big swimmers themselves. They've kind of been doing these types of things for a long time. They're all kind of master swimmers with the University of Hawaii, or just members of the aquatics community here in Hawaii. And so when everything sort of shut down in March, you know, a big part of my life and the team's life and kind of a lot of my friends is swimming. And so when we weren't able to be in the pool, we started kind of coordinating, okay, let's, you know, meet in the ocean. And it kind of started off as maybe 2 times a week, kind of grew into 4 times a week, kind of grew into like pretty much every single day.
Wow.
Meet early in the morning and just do like a long ocean swim. And the group that I kind of did it with, they'd have this on the calendar for the last year. So this was kind of like a pretty big, epic thing that they wanted to accomplish, just a huge goal. And they kind of mentioned it to me from kind of, maybe I wouldn't say day one, but pretty early on. And I had to say no initially, and I probably said no 5 or 10 times before I kind of turned around and was like, okay, you know what, I think I can do this. I think I am capable. And at that point was maybe like 6 weeks out. Now I had been training a lot, but pretty much since March, but kind of 6 weeks out, really got dialed in and kind of took a new level of focus to
and you
do what I needed to do.
Yeah, and you kind of talked about your preparation, but what people might not know about you is that you actually competed in the 2012 Olympic trials. And in college, you were known for your distance swimming. So having that background, what additional preparation did you focus on?
Yeah, you know, I think there's definitely a big difference between pool swimming and ocean swimming.
Right.
I like to kind of equate it to, you know, there's like track and field, like running events, and then there's going on a hike. Yeah. And so I think it's a little bit more similar to that, kind of like going on the hike. There's a lot more variables. So in the ocean, you know, there's a lot of things you really just can't control. The elements, so, you know, wind, current, temperature, wildlife. So there's a lot of things that you kind of, you know, you prepare to deal with those as much as you can. But at the end of the day, it still is going to take a tremendous amount of luck to be successful. Whereas in the pool, you kind of know exactly what you're going to get. There's not going to be too many surprises. If you know your race is, you know, 4 lengths up and down the pool, that's what it's going to be. Right. And so really a lot of the preparation was just kind of minimizing the risk as much as we could, and kind of just preparing to be in salt water for a long time.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you touched about the wildlife. Not only were you swimming with friends, but you also had some ocean friends, and actually quite a big friend for 8 out of the 11 hours, I believe. So what was your reaction to that whole thing?
Yeah, so, you know, we have been, I guess I should say, you know, there was a shark that came and swam with us. So, yeah, we kind of noticed the shark pretty early on, and we were concerned, but not afraid. You know, we've been swimming in the ocean pretty much every day kind of since March, April. Mm-hmm. And so we've seen some things and, you know, kind of had some exposure, nothing like this. And in Hawaii, generally speaking, I'm not an expert by any means, but, you know, as long as it's not a tiger shark, more or less, most of the sharks out here are going to be pretty, you know, they're not going to be too dangerous or anything you should really worry about too much. So we saw it, we went and kind of checked it out, saw that it didn't have any stripes, wasn't a tiger shark. And so we weren't sure what type of shark it was, but we kind of knew enough, and the group I was with, the people I was with, kind of knew enough to say, you know, I think we don't have anything to be worried about as long as it kind of keeps its distance.
Keep swimming.
Should be okay. And so we kind of looked at it, saw it, like, all right, this is really cool. And it almost like led the way for us. It was maybe like 15 to 20 feet deep, mm-hmm. and maybe just like 5 feet in front of us. So it was really incredible. And then not the whole time, but for a lot of the swim, it was kind of like leading the way for us. So in that regard, it was really special. It was definitely a unique experience that I don't anticipate like anything like that ever happening again. So it was, just super special in that regard.
Once in a lifetime almost, for sure.
No, absolutely.
The real question is, would you ever do it again, or is there something else, maybe in the near future, or another channel that you would like to swim?
You know, when I finished, obviously I had a big sense of accomplishment. It was something that was, you know, been a big goal. At least I had friends who had it as a goal for a year, so I'd kind of been aware of the kind of what goes into it. But kind of the next reaction after being, you know, having that sense of accomplishment was, I'm really glad that's over, and I don't think I ever want to do anything like that again. Now it has been a few weeks, and I'm, you know, still swimming in the ocean most days, kind of with a lot of those same people. So I don't know if I want to swim for that long, but I definitely still enjoy swimming in the ocean.
11 hours is a long time.
Yeah, 11 hours, and definitely quite a sunburn, so perhaps in the future, but I don't think anytime soon.
For sure. Well, congratulations. That is epic. And yeah, thank you just so much for sharing more about your journey of doing the Kaulakahi Channel, and just, coming and sharing more with us.
Yeah, I appreciate having... you know, being on the show, being on Face to Face, and thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's been a lot of fun. So, looking forward to kind of seeing later editions of Face to Face in the future.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this week. I'm Keeling Fukushima. That was Coach Marcus Guttmann, and this has been Face to Face. Stay safe, everyone, and as always, go Bows.
Aloha. Thank you.